Tax season hasn't even really started yet, and already the IRS is dealing with a backlog. So what does that mean for you? On today's Ask the Expert, we're joined by Tax Pro Bill Clark. And Bill, officials of the Treasury Department are saying it's going to be a frustrating season. Why?
Well, they're just kind of preparing us, it sounds like. Everything, since this pandemic, there is nothing that is a norm any longer. But with IRS, they've gone through some budget cuts over the years. And with the pandemic and the PPP monies and all of these other programs, the economic stimulus packages, the child tax credits, they've laid all that in their laps. And a lot of things that they do on a day-by-day, daily basis have just gone by the wayside. And right now, last numbers I heard, they've got about 6 million returns that they're still waiting to process from last year.
Yeah.
And another 2 million amended returns that they haven't even addressed yet.
So it's a continuing flood. And how much more information are tax agents and tax preparers having to deal with because of those changes this year?
Well, there's a lot of changes going on in that respect. It's not in the tax code itself. It's just everybody is concerned with this thing. I've still got clients that we filed last spring on documents that they still have not received their refunds on. So, this is, I don't know whether they're just trying to set us up for a new norm or exactly what the process there is.
There's also been concern about the budget cuts that have been happening there. So the labor force, the people who need to get through all of this backlog is also not there.
Well, no, a lot of these people are still working from their homes. And so they're not even in the offices full time yet. So you couple that and, I don't know how we deal with that security issues from home. So it makes it kind of difficult, especially when you've got mail-in packages and things to process. It's a whole different realm.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that you mentioned the security of it as well. Is there a risk to our tax documents if the preparers and the people at the IRS are working on this stuff at home? What's that do to our security?
Well, I think it does open up another door for that potential. There's no question about it. The more things that we do remotely, it just kind of like I say, it just opens another door for those things to occur.
Absolutely. Speaking of openings, Monday, January 24th is the date that tax returns are going to be accepted. Is that earlier than usual or is that normal time?
No, usually it's somewhere around the 15th. So it's just a little bit later. Last year it was into February, if you'll recall. Of course, like I say, all returns will have to be filed by the 18th of April this year. They have not announced any extension on that. However, if this pandemic really starts to escalate more, that could certainly occur, but it has not at this point.
For people that do like to file early, what should they be doing right now if they want to get their returns in from their accountants or whatever into the IRS?
Well, they've got to get all their tax documents together, and those aren't even all due out until the end of this month. So it makes it kind of difficult if you've got any kind of complexity to your return to get those things in order. The simple returns, once you get, if you've got one W-2, as soon as you get it, I would get the gum thing filed.
It sure would make people like you a little happier, right? To get that out of the way.
Exactly. Yeah, but the last 2 years, that's what we've seen is a huge delay in the filing. So it's just kind of pushed everything out.
Absolutely. And what about the stimulus that some Americans received towards the end of the last year?
Right. We've had 3 of them now. So if they haven't received them, they want to make sure that they take that information in to claim it on this tax return. And when I say claim it, it's not taxable income. But if they did not receive the economic stimulus that came out last, it was March to April timeframe, they are entitled to put that on their tax return and receive those funds at that point.
For people that are filing their own tax returns, how much more confusing is it going to be this year?
I think it's going to be a whole lot more confusing. Just the filing process in itself, it's been very cumbersome.
So trust a professional in this time.
At least you've got a record of it that way.
No kidding. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Bill. We appreciate it. Every day at this time, we ask the experts what you want to know. And if you have a question or a topic suggestion, you can send it to us at questions@krld.com and hear the answer at 4:40. That was Bill Clark, the Tax Pro.